Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Rita's Delicious Dishes. Today we're going to be making a Mexican salad and a Mexican chicken dish that I call taco chicken without the taco. And my Mexican salad, I just call it a colorful Mexican salad. It is so easy to make, and I thought I would make the little Mexican food for Cinco de Mayo, because you know what, May 5th is coming up soon, and that way maybe everybody will have a little something that they can make interesting and appropriate for the day. So I'm going to start with the salad. I have prepped some things already. I chopped and washed my romaine lettuce and spun it dry. So I'm going to start my salad. I love to make my salads on a flat plate. I grew up eating lots of salads on flat plates. My mom did them that way all the time, which I thought was kind of interesting. You can always see what you're getting when you reach in for your salad to fill your bowl. I also had some leftover slaw from last night's dinner. So I thought I would use that up. It's not on the recipe that you're going to be getting, but you can actually just throw that in there. It'll add a nice little crunch to the salad. Just doing it all in layers. The next thing I'm going to add is some nice rinsed and drain them really well are your black beans. You can add as many as you like. I'm actually making the salad for two because my other half and I will have it for dinner, as we do every time I do a show. It is our dinner for the evening, so I'll put a few of those in there. We both love black beans. So it's coming together lovely. It's going to be just a lovely, beautiful, colorful salad. I also have some white corn. It was frozen. I let it defrost and I drained it really well. I like white corn because it's a bit sweeter, and I totally love it on the cob. If I had some corn on the cob left over, I would be shaving it off the cob and putting it in here because it's that much fresher. But the white corn, frozen and defrosted, works beautifully. So we put a little of that in there. Now I'm going to move this away, and I'm going to add some sweet peppers. So you can use the big ones. I happen to have little ones in a bag, bought in a beautiful bag, and I eat them just as snacks sometimes, but I'm going to use them for the salad. So I have my beautiful Cutco knife that I've talked about before. I'm just going to cut these in little rings, and I'm going to go all the way to the end of the pepper. Most times there's not too many seeds in these little beautiful sweet peppers, so you can go right to the very end. And then just discard the, I cut into the pepper a little bit with the seeds. I'm just going to put that over here. And I'm going to put these in the salad, just put them all around. They can get ever so pretty. And then I'm going to use a red one. They come in red, yellow, and orange. So if you really want to make it colorful, you can use all three. I'm just going to use two of them this morning. And they are so fresh and so crunchy. I love peppers, just love, love, love them. And they're very good for you, by the way, and they're low in calories. So it's going to dress it up a little more with some more red. There we go. Try to keep the seeds out. Don't need the seeds. Get those out of the way. And we're going to then use some scallions. Now scallions, I talk to people a lot about scallions. A lot of people use them right to the end. I'm going to suggest you don't. You can see how they're dried and kind of hard, maybe hard to chew. So I'm going to ask you to just go towards that dark end, but not all the way to the dark end. So I'm going to just slice them nice and thin. I love scallions because they're a mild onion. I do love red onion as well, but in this salad, I find that the scallions work much better. So sometimes you get to a place where the scallion is greener earlier, so you can keep cutting by removing that one piece that's too dark green, and then spread those all over your salad. Oh, look at how pretty. Just lovely. Now we're going to add some beautiful grape tomatoes. I try and buy them when they're really nice and red. Sometimes grapes are not as sweet as other times, so and I do slice them because to me, sliced tomatoes are so much easier to eat, especially grape tomatoes, because you go to stab a grape tomato and it pops off the dish sometimes. And then sometimes if you do manage to grab it and you put it in your mouth, it pops in your mouth. I have actually choked a little bit on a tomato because of that. So I do slice them up, just making it easier to eat the salad for everybody. This is actually a beautiful salad for lunch if you just wanted to have lunch. Throw a little chicken on there and make it a beautifully well-rounded meal. And I'm making the salad before I'm making the chicken because when I sit down to dinner, I like to be able to eat as soon as the food is done and it's hot, still hot. So if I had to sit and make a salad after I cook the main meal, then my food would get cold, which I don't want it to do. So let me get rid of some of these things. And then we're going to get making. Oh, I got to put a little bit of, this is low-fat shredded cheddar, sharp cheddar. I like sharp cheeses, so I mean, if you want the mild cheddar, that's entirely up to you. You just sprinkle it all over the top, lightly. We're trying to keep this very healthy, so you don't need to overdo any of the things that might carry the calories. So that's a perfect amount of cheese for that salad. I do have jalapenos, and I don't put them on my salad. You can put them on yours. I love jalapenos, but my other half does not, so I leave them off, and then when I have the salad, I might add some to my own serving of salad, but for him, there is no jalapenos on his salad. So let's get making the dressing. The dressing is a lime Tabasco dressing made with extra virgin olive oil, and I'm rolling the lime on the cutting board because they come to you, most times you get a lime, they're very hard, and when they're hard, it means they're going to be difficult to juice. So, but if you roll them and you get that pulp to loosen up a little bit in there, you can actually see it. You can see how juicy it is. And when you cut it, you literally can see that it's going to juice really, really easily for you. Look, I have a little tool that I'm going to use. I actually have two interesting tools. This is a limer, for those of you who don't have one, and many people make the mistake and put it in this way. It does not go in this way. It goes in this way. So when you go to juice the lime, all of the pulp comes out the bottom holes. So I'm going to use a measuring cup because this is where I'm going to whisk together the dressing. I squeeze, keep squeezing, and you'll see the lime comes out with all the pulp removed, and the juice is in my measuring cup. The other half goes in. If you're going to make a large salad, you might want to use 2 limes, but this is going to be enough for this one salad for the 2 of us. Then we're going to put in some extra virgin olive oil, about 1/3 of a cup. Actually, less than 1/3, maybe like 1/4 of a cup, because it's just for us. So I'm going to let it measure up. It's almost there. There we go. This is as simple as it gets to make a nice spicy little lime dressing for the Mexican salad. A couple of shots. It says 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to kind of guess what I'm doing here. It looks like about 1/2. I do like spicy dressings. A little salt and pepper. And you whisk away. Oh, nope, I have a new whisk that I bought. I love it. It's such a nice, tiny little tool to work with. So I'm going to whisk this together. And I'm going to give it a little taste. Oh, perfect. Just right. I'm going to dress the salad lightly. I can already taste it. And our salad is complete. Absolutely colorful, healthy, and ready to be served. So I'll set that over here. And now we're going to get our chicken going. So I have a bit of oil in my pan, just enough to coat the bottom. As I tell you all the time, don't go crazy with the oil because you might need to add some as we go along. So I'm going to get the chicken and the goodies from here. So I have prepped my chicken, as I always do, removed all the fat. This time I had 2 big chicken breasts, and instead of going and buying the little thin ones that I usually use, I just decided to use the thick ones and cut them in half. So don't get crazy about the size. You just want to keep it about 4 to 5 ounces per person. Should do. That's what about these, they're about 5 ounces. And I say 4 to 5 because chicken shrinks when you cook it. So you need not be too worried about the size of the chicken when you begin. So this is the start of it. Let me remove that. I have a Ziploc, and in here I've picked up El Paso. I opened it already because I couldn't open it with my fingers, so I slid it open with the scissors. It's El Paso taco seasoning, and it is the 25% less sodium. The taco seasoning is very salty, so if you have issues with salt regarding your health, you should definitely get this. I buy it because I don't have issues with the salt, but I like the flavor better. The other one is too salty for me. But I have used the other one in a pinch, and it's been okay. So we're going to dump it in here, and then we're going to put our chicken pieces in here. Toss them around. Make sure you leave a little air. Get it fairly coated, nice and coated, and then take it out. Shake off the excess. We can lay it right on the cutting board. Shake, 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 shake. Take it out. We're gonna have just enough seasoning for all of these pieces. And then we can toss the bag. Once the seasoning is done, you throw everything else away because it's been contaminated with the raw chicken. Sometimes if you don't have enough air in the bag, you can't get the chicken to move around. Oh, it smells so good. I don't love all Mexican food, but I love this dish because it's simple and very tasty. I also will tell all of you that I am not a lover of cilantro, which is in a lot of Mexican food, because it tastes like soap to me when I put it in my mouth. I found from someone that whose husband was a physician that those of us that taste cilantro and taste it, that tastes like soap, we're missing some kind of natural enzyme or something, I don't know. And other people who love it, I mean, people either love it or they hate it. And that's because they have the enzyme and we don't. So they get a totally different flavor from that herb. So I think this is about ready to put them in here. Oh yes. You hear that little sizzle? That's what we're looking for when we put our chicken in. Most times with most recipes, we're looking for that very same sound. There you go. This plates up really beautifully. There we go. They won't take but a few minutes because they're fairly thin. So let me get rid of this and get a fresh plate for the chicken when it's finished. Now the other accompaniments to the chicken is going to be low-fat sour cream. I do low-fat as many things as I can because I think low-fat sour cream and full-fat sour cream taste the same. You can use fat-free sour cream if you like. I actually like fat-free as well, but a little fat is good for us. So I use a light sour cream. We're also going to top it with a little, this is going to go into the fry pan. We're going to top it with some avocado. So let me just get rid of this chicken and grab another cutting board. I like these flexible ones once in a while. I have quite a few of these. They're just easy to use. So I'm going to take the avocado, and I'm changing knives because I'm using a smaller knife because I have more control, and I'm going to hold the avocado in my hand. So I'm going to open it right through the middle. Perfectly done and ready to go, ready to be eaten. I take out the little nub on the top, and this little tool that I have that I wanted to introduce you all to, oh, here it is. Let me turn that down a bit. It's a avocado slicer. It's the most interesting little tool. I found one at my niece's house and found out she had two, so she said, you take the other one. I said, great. So you just put it in the avocado, and then next thing you know, you have these beautiful slices all perfectly done. So you can top your dish with it. You get the core out of the pit out of the other side. I take the top off because there's always a little darkness there. I don't like to eat darkness on my avocado. I like it to be nice and green and beautiful and much more appetizing that way, of course. So there we have our avocado all sliced and ready to go. Give my hands a little wash. We'll go and check the chicken. Looking like it's needing to be flipped. Oh, it's taking on great color. And it's also smelling ever so luscious. I mean, really good. So that's going to take a few more minutes. And while that's going, I am going to do the jalapenos. I am going to chop them. I do put it on the chicken. He can move them out of the way. It's kind of hard to move it out of the way on the salad, but if he doesn't like the jalapenos on the chicken, he just can put them aside. I need one more dish. I'm going to put the avocados over here. All the dressings, the top of the chicken is going to be dressed with all of these things. I'm going back to my chopping knife, and I'm going to chop these jalapenos. These are jarred jalapenos. Many of you probably use real, fresh jalapenos. That's entirely up to you. I don't like cleaning real jalapenos. They're a pain in the neck, and one time I touched my eye after peeling one, and that took care of me for the rest of my life in fresh jalapenos because I thought I was going to die from the burn. So these are much, not as bold a flavor, but I like it that way. I prefer it not to be so strong and so hot. I don't like it super hot. I do like spicy food, but not so hot as some jalapenos can be. And I'm sure there are other peppers that are even hotter. But I don't know if you can see this, everyone. It's It's really quite beautiful, coming together, the color and the smell. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the film crew to try it because they love to have a little taste after we're all done our show, and I definitely oblige them, and they so appreciate it. And they go home and they make it for their families as well, which makes me very happy. So as the chicken's coming along, we're going to also need to put some cheese on top of the chicken when it's ready. When it's done, I'm going to put the cheese on like we did with the chicken parmesan to melt the cheese with a cover as the last stage of this whole thing. So we're going to get these to finish up. I'll turn the fan on just for a minute. Ooh, goodness gracious. So yum. Cooking is really so simple. Some people make it so difficult. We had a dinner party last night. It was all Chinese. I made Chinese duck, which was wonderful. It is a very time-consuming meal, but I had plenty of time yesterday to do it, and I had some friends for dinner, and they absolutely loved it, and we had such a fun time. And needless to say, she asked for the recipes, and I have them all ready for her to take with her. This is coming along nicely. We're almost there. Sometimes some parts of your pan, no matter how good a pan you bought, I mean, I paid a lot of money for my pan, I find that the cooking surface is a little warmer in certain spots, so I will move the chicken around and let the other pieces get fired up from that warmer part of the pan. And you can tell, you can see it. So they're almost there. The next step is going to be when the chicken is done, we're going to remove it, put it on a nice clean plate, and then I'm going to use Chi-Chi's. I use Chi-Chi's medium salsa. Like I said, I like spice, but I don't like it too spicy. So this to me is perfect. And it also does not contain cilantro. Most salsas, jarred salsas, and especially fresh salsas in the supermarket put cilantro in their salsas. So I read the labels to find which ones do and do not. Chi-Chi's never has it, so I buy this one regularly. I absolutely love it. Sometimes if the store one is on sale and it doesn't have the cilantro in it, I'll buy that. But I really find that a good salsa, jarred salsa, should be from a really, a really good name. So when the chicken's done, which is almost there, we're going to remove it, and we're going to put the salsa, drop the heat to low, and put the salsa right in the pan with all the chicken juices. Ooh, 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 now look. Can we see that? Lovely. One more piece is almost ready. The one that's a little thicker, I can see it's not quite done yet. So I'm going to move the others to the side and let that one get that nice warm heat of the pan up front here. I don't know what you have to do to get a pan to have it cook evenly all over, but I've paid hundreds of dollars for pans and I seem to get the same finished product. So I just go with what I have and make it work. Okay, these guys are pretty much done. So I'm going to take them out. Give them one last flip. Oh, I'm waiting for the day of that smell-o-vision. Everybody would make this. If everybody could smell this, you would make this. There's no two ways about it. So, and I do hope you do try it because it's a wonderful, quick little dish. Oh, ever so beautiful. Now I'm going to turn it down. I shake my salsa. Oh. And I'm going to pour it right in the pan, the whole thing. Get it all out. We don't want to waste anything. We'll let that warm up. Move it around a little bit so we get all the bottom nice brown pieces. Sweet. We can turn it up a little. Once it's warmed through, we're going to put the chicken back in. I'm not going to cover it with salsa though. I'm going to leave the chicken as it is and then make beds for the chicken in the salsa itself. Then I'm going to add the cheese and let it melt. This is just coming to a slight little boil. That's all you want. I mean, a slight little simmer. You don't need it to be ripping of a boil. Just a nice warm up that salsa. I'm going to put the chicken, place it right in there nicely. Oop. You want to make sure you use the right size pan, everybody. You don't want to be crowding things in the pan if you don't have to. And I'm going to actually take these beautiful juices and put them right back in there because they deserve to be honest. Now, okay, can you see that? Can we get a shot of that, everybody? Just sitting in their little spots. And then we're going to take this beautiful low-fat shredded sharp cheddar. And I buy the store brand, actually. I don't necessarily buy an expensive one when it's like this because there's plenty of flavor coming out of this dish without having to spend extra money on high-end cheeses. I do love my imported cheeses, but when it comes to this, I'm going to add a little more shredded cheddar. I'm a little short on the amount I want. And this time I did buy the store brand. It was on sale for $1.99 instead of $3.99. So I need to add just a little more on each one. Oh my goodness, it's killing me. My dish is absolutely killing me. It smells so good. All right, so I gotta get my lid. Oh, it's the wrong size. Oh, I know where it is. It's over here. I'm wondering why it's too small. It's because this is the lid I wanted. It might sit in the sauce a little bit, which is fine. I don't have a cover for this pan. I never did have a cover. But I make do with what I have, as you all will as well. So I can take some of these things out of here. Put them in the sink. Oop. There. I don't need the whisk. We are going to need the tongs. So that's coming along. We're ready to plate the beautiful dish. Oh yeah, lovely. Okay, I'm gonna get a spatula because that's gonna be the easiest way to dig this out. I think I'll use, this is my favorite spatula. I have no idea where I got it, but I find that I reach for this one all the time. It's got a very thin edge. You can get in and get everything, move everything around, do whatever you need with this little tool. I have a big wide one. I think this was a pancake one when I used to eat pancakes. And this one, I have no idea where it came from. I do like my tools though, and I do have multiples of everything. It's just who I am. All right. This is coming along beautifully. It's just about there. Oh. Yum. I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna put a couple of pieces on the dish. Look at this beautiful, beautiful Mexican chicken. Taco chicken without the taco shell. So then I'm just going to dress the plate a little bit with some extra salsa all around. I don't put it on top because I want to use the top of the chicken to decorate with my sour cream, my jalapenos, and my avocado. Set that aside. Ooh, it's looking ever so beautiful. So we're gonna fan some avocado over the top. You can put as much or as little as you like. I actually love avocado, so I'll put a little extra. Oh, so sweet. Looks so beautiful. Then we're going to put a dollop of sour cream on each one. And we're going to put a few chopped jalapenos. Not too many, just a few to give it a little kick because the salsa was medium, not hot. And I've washed my hands a little bit. I do use my fingers for a lot of things as opposed to using tools like spoons and things. It's just something I do, I have always done. So there you have it. We have completed the meal. I don't even think it was a half an hour. We have a beautiful, colorful Mexican salad that's all ready to go for dinner. And here is a lovely taco chicken, all finished, beautifully decorated, and ready to be eaten. So I'd like to close the show by saying Kali Oraxi, which is bon appetit in Greek. and tell you all that I hope you try this recipe because I know you will totally enjoy it. And Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo for May ahead of time. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you try it. Have a ball when you do because you're going to really, really enjoy it. Thank you.